Welcome. Welcome to a passage and a poem where in the lead up to Easter this year, I'm inviting you to spend a few minutes with me as I read a passage from the Bible and read a poem. The passage drawing us towards the fulfillment of the Easter story, the poem to lift our spirits and draw us closer to Jesus. A passage and a poem. So the passage this morning is John chapter 13, and I want to read verses 1 to 17. This is the story of Jesus washing the disciples' feet. John chapter 13, 1 to 17. It was just before the Passover festival. Jesus knew that the hour had come for him to leave this world and go to the Father. Having loved his own who were in the world, he loved them to the end. The evening meal was in progress, and the devil had already prompted Judas, the son of Simon Iscariot, to betray him. Jesus knew that the Father had put all things under his power, and that he had come from God and was returning to God. So he got up from the meal, took off his outer clothing, and wrapped a towel around his waist. After that, he poured water into a basin and began to wash his disciples' feet, drying them with the towel that was wrapped around him. He came to Simon Peter, who said to him, "Lord, are you going to wash my feet?" Jesus replied, "You do not realize now what I am doing, but later you will understand." "No," said Peter, "you will never wash my feet." Jesus answered, "Unless I wash you, you have no part of me." "Then, Lord," Simon Peter replied, "not just my feet, but my hands and my head as well." Jesus answered, "Those who have had a bath need only to wash their feet. Their whole body is clean. And you are clean, though not every one of you." For he knew who was going to betray him, and that was why he said, "Not every one was clean." When he finished washing their feet, he put on his clothes and returned to his place. "Do you understand what I've done for you?" he asked them. "You call me teacher and Lord, and rightly so, for that is what I am. Now that I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you should also wash one another's feet. I have set you an example, that you should do as I have done for you. Very truly I tell you, no servant is greater than his master, nor is a messenger greater than the one who sent him. Now that you know these things, you will be blessed if you do them." In that passage, we have the incident of Jesus washing the disciples' feet, and the particulars of that incident are in verses 3 to 5. Jesus wrapping a towel around his waist, pouring out the water into a basin as he begins to wash. Then we get the almost predictable protest in response. Now, it's often the religious authorities that do the protesting at Jesus, but here it's his close friend Peter who objects to being on the receiving end of this act of care, this act of love. However, Jesus says this is to be a pattern of behavior for his disciples, that we should do for others what he has done for us. So that's today's passage, and here's today's poem, once again from our friend Graham Oakes. It's called Maundy. He chose to wash disciples' feet despite his majesty, and showed them all the way of love, his holy destiny. Though tempted to refuse the cup, he knows its history. The chosen one has made his choice and drinks his destiny. The Prince of Peace is judged by hate, though reason would him free. This world will never let him rule and change its destiny. The servant king gives up his throne to grip a cruel tree. With hands held wide and crowned with thorns, he bore his destiny. My God, my Saviour, and my friend has suffered all for me. He calls me to leave all for him and share his destiny. Now may I live as if I've died, that all that I might be, and rise with him to live and love. This is my destiny. God bless you.